Hey everyone, Fierce Technology here. So what I'm going to be doing is a big face-off between BlackBerry, Android, and iPhone. It's essentially a face-off between the actual operating systems on the devices, but I have brought along the three latest and greatest devices from all three manufacturers, or all three software manufacturers. So what we have here is the BlackBerry Bold 9900, we have the Samsung Galaxy S2X, and we have the iPhone 4S. So I'm going to be doing a big breakdown on each one of the features and stuff that are on the devices and sort of the most popular things on the devices. For each category that the single device wins, they're going to get 3 points, and for a category that you get second, you get 2 points, and last you get, or third place, you get 1 point. So here we go. So the first thing I'm going to go over is ease of operation. So it's someone who's never had a smartphone before that picks up their smartphone and they want to see which one's the easiest to learn. First place I'm going to give to is the iPhone. iPhone basically just has the center button right here. So you just scroll through and you've got your center button just to go back to your home screen. It operates what things you have open on the phone. So the center button and your touchscreen is just essentially what controls the phone. When you have your Android phone's got these 3 buttons on the bottom. It's got all these widgets, all stuff like that. So if you're moving widgets around, for anyone who's never used a smartphone before, Android's actually going to be your hardest one to learn. BlackBerry is kind of in the middle here, so it's not too hard. It's operated by the middle trackball. You can use your power button or your end button as your back button, so it's not too hard. But for someone who's never used a phone before, iPhone's probably going to be the easiest one to pick up just to learn. So iPhone gives first place on ease of operation. Second place will go to the BlackBerry, and third place with 1 point, it's going to go to the Android. The next thing that we're going to go to is browser. So which browser is the easiest one to use, which one is the most smooth, which one does the most amount of things. So it's been a really close one on this one between Android and between iPhone. Sorry about that, BlackBerry. BlackBerry does have the worst browser of the three. So the thing is a lot of people talk about Adobe Flash. So Flash on your Android device, so you can actually play a lot of streaming stuff within the browser. But for anyone who's used all 3 phones, I'm still going to have to say though that without Flash, the iPhone still does have a better browser. The smoothness in the browser, the pinch to zoom, scrolling up and down in the browser, it's just a lot simpler of an operation. You get a little bit of a lag because you're opening a lot more fuller websites on your Android device, and with that Flash, it's a lot more laggier. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give Android second place, iPhone's going to get first place again, and BlackBerry is in a far third place for browser. The next thing that we're going to go do is emailing on a device. So a lot of people use their smartphones now specifically for emailing, and they don't even use email on their actual computer anymore. So I've used all 3 devices, and I'm going to have to say easiest for emailing, quick reply, quick sending back and forth is going to go to the BlackBerry. Also with that keyboard, just makes it a little bit easier for typing. Just their email system, the push email type system that they use is just a lot easier to use. It seems like it's more efficient. Second place is going to go to the iPhone. iPhone uses their quite a nice email system. The only thing I'm going to have to say is it doesn't seem as quick as the BlackBerry's email system as far as typing. Even it's just not as easy to type on. But the iPhone still does offer a great email system. And the last place we're going to give it to the Android device. Android's email system, quite honestly, I find it just a little bit confusing, just not as fluent as the other devices. So in a far third place, I'm going to give it to Android on email system. So 3 points for BlackBerry, 2 points for iPhone, and 1 point for Android on this one. The next one that we're going to go to is battery life. So which one lasts the longest, which one doesn't use as much power. So out of all the devices, Android operating system usually does have the best battery life, to be honest. I've played around with the battery life on a lot of the devices, and I'm going to have to give it to Android as far as best battery life goes. Next place we're going to give it to is iPhone. I know iPhone had a lot of problems right now with their iOS 5 devices, but in general, the iPhone battery life has been fairly good. I'm sorry, BlackBerry in third place, we're going to give it to you on battery life. I just find on their newer OS 7 devices the battery life is just horrible, and also on the 6th generation devices, or the OS 6 devices, sorry, I find the battery life just not as good as what it used to be. BlackBerry in general used to have really great battery life, but they're just lacking in that battery life right now. The next thing that we're going to go to is handset options. So which one kind of gives you the most options? Clearly in this one is just a far winner is going to go to Android. Android, there's just so many different Android devices out there. You just have so many different options for Android devices. Second place is going to go to Blackberry. Blackberry has a nice new line of OS 7 devices, and they're quite good. Actually, quite a number of options on OS 7 devices, probably the most amount of options that Blackberry has ever offered before. And then obviously in third place is going to go to the iPhone. iPhone, not really a lot of options. They've got their iPhone 4S right now, and they do have the iPhone 4, which they're selling now in 8GB models, but just not a lot of handset options. They're kind of keep it simple type of platform. So for handsets, so first place we're going to give it to Android as far as handset options for 3 points, 2 points for Blackberry in second place there, and 1 point for iPhone. The next thing that we're going to go into is customization. So which device can you customize to make your own the easiest, and which one can you actually do it the most on? So in first place we're going to give it to Android on this one. Android, you can just completely customize the phone. There's just so many different things you can do. You can do live wallpapers, you can do your own wallpapers. It's just, and you can also, a lot of devices now have scenes. You can select different scenes, so you can have a work scene. When you go to your home, you can have a home scene. So it's just complete customization in the Android devices, which I really like. In second place we're going to give it to is the Blackberry. Blackberry, they use Theme Studio, which you can actually customize different themes. Currently on OS 7 they haven't released this Theme Studio, but they will be releasing Theme Studio for OS 7 pretty soon, so you can have a lot of different themes on your device and you can sort of make it your own. In last place on this one's going to go to iPhone. Essentially on iPhone the only thing you can change is your background wallpaper and your lock screen wallpaper right there, which I have a picture of a car on there. So those are the kind of only things that you can customize and make your own on the iPhone devices, which isn't very good. I mean, I'd rather have a lot more customization. So if you like that customization, making it your own, it's definitely going to go to the Android on this one. So 3 points Android, 2 points Blackberry, and 1 point iPhone on this one. The next thing we're going to go into is reception and voice quality. So which one, as far as using it as a phone, which is what most people should have as their first option on devices now, is so as a phone, as far as reception and voice quality, it's going to give it to the Blackberry on this one. They've always been known to have really good reception, really good voice quality wherever you're going into, so you'll never have a problem with reception if you've got your Blackberry there, unless you're obviously in a zone that doesn't offer reception. But as far as reception goes, Blackberry is definitely the clear winner on this one. Next place we're going to go into is going to Android. Android, with their devices now, they're improving their reception, they're improving their voice quality, so it's definitely a good thing to have, and definitely second place on this one for Android. With last place on this one, we're going to give to iPhone. They're improving a lot on their voice quality and their reception, but just that whole fiasco about the whole reception issue as far as holding the phone down here on the iPhone 4, it's just kind of killed it for them. The iPhone 4S has improved that, but I still find that the reception on Android and Blackberry devices is a lot better.
Here we are at the half. It looks like a tie game right now, 12-12 for Blackberry, iPhone, and Android. Stay tuned and find out how it ends.
And here we go, back into it. We're going to go into instant messaging. So which one is the easiest for messaging as far as chat systems? I'm sure all you guys can assume who the winner is on this one. Is kind of, in my opinion, what is keeping RIM and Blackberry alive right now is Blackberry Messenger, BBM. BBM is just the best by far instant messaging system. I have to be honest, the only reason that's really holding me onto a Blackberry right now is Blackberry Messenger, so it's definitely just the easiest for operation as far as instant messaging and chat system. In second place we're going to give it to the iPhone with the new iMessage. I don't find iMessage nearly as effective and good as BBM. I just like I don't like the integration of iMessage with their messaging app, so I find that BBM with their separate app right there, I've got my BBM right there, the separate app and just the easy operation of it is just much better on the Blackberry. As of right now, there's no built-in instant messaging service with Android. I know they're coming out with one called Chat On, but nothing as of yet. So as far as instant messaging goes, first place we're going to give it to the Blackberry, second place we're going to give it to the iPhone, and in third place with 1 point we're going to give it to the Android. Next we're going to go into is camera. So which ones offer the best camera? So as of right now, what's been really improved on iPhone is the iPhone 4S. They've got the 1080p HD video and 8 megapixel camera. So I'm going to give camera to the iPhone in first place. I just find the picture quality, the clearness. I've played around with a number of different Android devices and I still find the camera on the iPhone is much better than any other device. So in second place we're going to give it to Android. Android does offer some very good cameras, just not nearly up to the level of iPhone camera. They still offer the 8 megapixel and even more now, 1080p HD video recording. So there we go, we're going to go second place to the Android, and in third place with only a 5 megapixel camera as of right now, 720p HD video is the newer Blackberry devices. I just find that Blackberry should have upgraded their cameras now. They should have come out with a 5 megapixel camera or 8 megapixel camera with 1080p HD video, which is what the other devices are running. I just find that Blackberry is a little bit lacking in camera department right now. So 3 points iPhone, 2 points Android, 1 point Blackberry. The next thing we're going to go into is apps. So which one kind of has the best apps? I know a lot of people talk about the number of apps, like iPhone is definitely known to have over 500,000 apps, but which one has the best quality apps? I'm still going to give it to iPhone as far as best quality apps, just because I find that a lot of companies now are only making apps for iPhone, and the app quality is just a lot better. There's a lot more things on the apps that you can do now. The integration with apps and companies with the iPhone is just superb. It's by far the best as of right now. So first place for the iPhone, 3 points is going to go right there. And in second place, we're going to give it to the Android device. Android's catching up in apps. There is still a lot of low quality apps, but there's definitely a lot of good integration with apps. A lot of companies now are coming onto Android, but it's still lacking a little bit. Third place with 1 point is going to go to Blackberry. The whole apps thing for Blackberry is just, in my opinion, not working. Like just really bad quality apps that they have. There's a lot of apps that they just kind of push out just so they can build their number of apps. But like I said, it's about the quality. It's not about the quantity of apps. So in last place, we're going to give it to 1 point for the Blackberry. The next thing we're going to go to is security. So which one's the most secure device to use as far as sending and receiving emails, phone calls, text messaging, all that type of thing? BlackBerry is known to be banned in a few countries just because it's too secure. Basically, the government could not get into the phone and read any of the stuff that people were talking about or messaging or phone calls or anything like that. So in first place, we're going to give it to the BlackBerry as far as being the most secure device as the level of security. A lot of companies will stick with BlackBerry just because their security level is just so high. In second place, we're going to give it to the iPhone. iPhone's definitely up there in security, just not up to the level of BlackBerry. And in last place, just because of it being an open source, it's known to have a few sometimes viruses and stuff like that. It's not very common, but Android devices are known to attract viruses over iPhone or over BlackBerry. So as far as security levels go, first place BlackBerry 3 points, second place iPhone 2 points, and third place is going to Android with 1 point. The next thing that we're going to go to is accessories for the phone. So which one's most widely available as far as accessories go? I'm going to give it first place is going to iPhone. iPhone just has the most amount of accessories available. Usually when the newer iPhone or Apple device comes out, you can get accessories for it quite easily. In second place, we're going to give it to BlackBerry. BlackBerry is usually pretty good about coming out with accessories right away as far as third-party companies coming out with accessories for it right away. But in last place, we're going to give it to Android. Android devices, there's just so many of them that it's just hard for companies to keep up with the accessories with them. So for Android, we're going to give it third place with 1 point for accessories. The last thing that we're going to go to is value. So which one offers the most amount of stuff for the least amount of money? So first place, we're going to give it to Android. Android just packs the most amount of punch, and usually Android devices are a lot cheaper, even on a 2 or 3 year contract with your company that you're signing for or purchasing a phone outright. Androids are usually known to be a little bit cheaper devices. So first place, 3 points, Android. Second place, we're going to give it to BlackBerry. Blackberries are known to be a little bit more expensive than Androids, but their still value for their money is actually quite good. So second place, BlackBerry with 2 points. And in last place is going to go to iPhones. iPhones are known to have the highest cost, usually on a contract price or even a buyout price. So in last place is going to go to the iPhone.
Here we are at the end. It looks like iPhone has pulled it off with a win at 26 points, BlackBerry second place at 24 points, and Android in third place with 22 points. Let me know what you guys think of my review on Android, BlackBerry, and iPhone. I'd love to hear your questions and comments below. I know a lot of people probably won't agree with me on my full review, but let me know what your thoughts are. Post in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on my next review. Thanks a lot, guys.